that everywhere. That's the kind of man we need to bring this country together. We're not going to always agree, but we're going to have to trust the one that convenes us. And I think he's earned our trust because he understands pain.
Well, the president-elect of the United States, Joe Biden, just issued a statement reading, quote, "I am honored and humbled by the trust the American people have placed in me and in Vice President-elect Harris. In the face of unprecedented obstacles, a record number of Americans voted, proving once again that democracy beats deep in the heart of America. With the campaign over, it's time to put the anger and the harsh rhetoric behind us and come together as a nation. It's time for America to unite and to heal. We are the United States of America, and there is nothing we can't do if we do it together." I'll go to Mike Barnicle. I know you've known Joe Biden for decades, Mike, and I'm thinking of words that apply to this journey right now. Long, painful, arduous, tragedy-filled, patriotic, patient, joyful. That's been Joe Biden's path to the presidency, and quite frankly, the Democrats could not have picked a more perfect candidate to meet the moment.
You know, Mika, throughout the long arc of his career, Joe Biden has been consistent with one thing above all. He has always gone home. Nearly every night he went home when his children were sick and ill, recovering from that accident. That's in the 1970s. But home is the metaphor for Joe Biden, I would think, today. And that's what he wants to do with the country, with the United States of America, is to bring all of us home. I'm sure right now in the Biden household, as they prepare to travel to the convention center or the hotel, wherever the speech is going to take place, there are tears, lots of tears, because the entire family is gathered there. And they are tears of humility, which is really critical in terms of dealing with what's going on in this country right now. We've been talking an awful lot over the past 3.5 years, and certainly over the past weeks, about living in a divided nation. And there's no getting around it. We are a divided country. But there's a cause for this. There's a reason for this. And one of the biggest reasons is that every single day, every single hour of nearly every single day for the last 3.5 years, we have been led by a president who has gone out of his way to create division in this country. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when you have Joseph R. Biden assume the presidency, a man directly opposite to the nature, the personality, and the moral code of the incumbent president of the United States. And if there is one clip I wish we could show, it would be the clip of Joe Biden, sitting vice president, speaking with members of the Parkland High School family that lost their husband. I believe he was an assistant coach. They have a special needs child. And the sitting vice president goes down the family line, clearly moved, thanking them. He turns to leave. And the son, the special needs son, off camera, shouts, "Wait," and runs to Joe Biden, buries himself in the sitting vice president's chest, saying, "He was my dad." And watch the vice president's reaction, surprised, unplanned, instinctively human. Watch what he says. He hugs the young man and says, "We're going to be all right. You're going to be all right." That one clip contains the promise of the next 4 years.
It is just past 12 noon on Saturday, November the 7th, 2020. Joe Biden has just been declared the next president of the United States. He will be the 46th president of the United States. A man who, at the age of 29, was elected to the United States Senate. But before he could even be sworn in, lost his wife and a child in a tragic car accident right before Christmas. Biden did not want to go to the Senate. He did not want to be sworn in. He wanted to stay with his two boys who had also been severely hurt in that accident. Ted Kennedy talked him in to moving forward with his life, told him to come to Washington, D.C. It would help him move forward, much like it was George H.W. Bush who encouraged James Baker to get involved in politics to move past the loss of his wife. Joe Biden took Ted Kennedy's advice. He went to Washington, but as Mike Barnicle said, every night he would return home on the Acela, and he would return home to make sure that nobody else was taking care of his boys. He wanted to be the one that read them to sleep at night. He wanted to be the father they would wake up to in the morning. He wanted to be the dad who would play catch with them in the afternoon. And Joe Biden kept making that train ride every day that he could back home to Wilmington, Delaware. And Willie, as we sit here just past noon and we're seeing celebrations outside the White House, we're seeing celebrations across New York City and across the country. You look at this man who's been counted out so many times, who's been dismissed not only by...
It's time to heal, and you heal by bringing people together and teaching that there's one race, the human race. We're all human beings. We may have come over here on different boats, some at the bottom of the boat, but we're all here now. We're all in the same boat. Let's love one another, work together, and may God bless America and the entire world. Because as America goes, so goes the entire world. Thank you for being on my YouTube page.